Alright, YouTube, middle-aged white guy reacts, coming back. Another Tom MacDonald. Today we are doing castles. Now, a few people in the comments have been adamant, absolutely adamant, that I have to do this in chronological order. Um, you're saying that to see, kind of how he's evolved through his music, where he started at, and where he got to. The only way to properly do that is to do it chronologically. Uh, I'm a man of logic, and that makes perfect sense to me. So let's go with that. So I will go chronologically from this point moving forward. With that said, I looked at what I've done. I looked at where things kind of fell. The only thing that was grossly out of order was Sad Rappers. Um, I skipped this one and one other one. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So we're going to go back. We're going to do this one. We'll do the other one that I missed. And then moving forward, we're just going to bang them out chronologically. Um, so I just finished this house yesterday, and I'm still trying to recover from that one. So if he comes like that again in this song, I don't know if I can handle it. Uh, with that said, I have a whole new appreciation for him after hearing that song, for sure. But let's see what he's bringing to the table today. This is Castles by Tom MacDonald. And some people have mentioned this one in the comments as one that you need to listen to. So let's see what this one's all about. I see you with the liquor store. All right. First impression is this is not going to be quite as intense as this house. So I think this one might be a little slower, which is fine. But let's get in and find out what it's going to be. That's my first impression of it. Leaving with the cheapest kind of beer on the shelf. You ain't living on the street, but you barely making rent. And I relate because I'm struggling myself. I see you smile at the clerk while you fumble through your purse. I just wish I had a little more to help. I imagine where you living, how you feeling, what you love, and who you'll be if you can make it out your hell. Okay, so this is very different from the other songs I've heard from him. The topic wise is not like anything he's covered. Like the ones I've covered, he's been going after people. He's been going after the music industry and cancel culture and that kind of stuff. So this is completely like 180. This is like a social commentary or what, but this does not feel like a sticking it to the man sort of song. Bus stop, looking at the sidewalk, smoking up a cigarette, waiting for a ride. Kind of limp when you walk and look away. When you talk, you're ashamed. I can see it in your eyes. Probably got a NASCAR shirt and a car that you love, but you're here because you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years since the day that you crashed. Can't forget about the little boy's life. Everybody's got a story if you look. I don't know if let me take these out so I'm not too loud here because I have sleeping children and one wife. I don't know if he's talking about like a real situation or real people, or if he's just speaking metaphorically, about types of people or whatever. But I mean, how did he say that? You have NASCAR shirt and a car at home, but you're here because you're afraid to drive. Day that you crash. You talk, you're ashamed, I can see it in your eyes. Probably got a NASCAR shirt and a car that you love, but you're here because you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years since the day that you crashed. Can't forget about the little boy's life. You got a NASCAR shirt and a car that you love, but you're here because you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years. That you crashed, can't forget about the since you crashed, can't forget about the little boy's life. Yeah, it's heavy, man. I mean, that's heavy. That's so I'm assuming like it's like a car guy, muscle car at home, watches NASCAR, tinkers with his cars out in the garage all the time. His whole life kind of revolved around that. And then one day, whether it was through a fault of his own or not, something happens. Either he had a child in his car with him and the child died, or he killed a child in another car, or one crossing the street, or whatever, there was an accident, and now he can't even get behind the wheel of a car. You know, something that was his whole life. You know, and just anytime you sit behind that wheel and grab that steering wheel, it'd just be a constant reminder of what you had. You know, like a line like that, you know, back in the day wouldn't have affected me much. You know, I mean, until I had kids, you know, I didn't, not that I didn't value children, you know, like, I'm not a monster, you know, I had other things to worry about, you know, when I was younger. Um, you know, you don't realize how precious and how valuable a child's life is until you have your own. And you know, I will lay down my own to ensure that theirs can go on at this point. You know, it's like, it would just be so devastating. I mean, how, as a person, how do you come back from something like that? You know, like I said, whether it's your fault or not, you know, whether it was just a kid who was trying to get his soccer ball out of the street and ran in front of your car, or you drank to the point where you're intoxicated and hit an innocent kid, or, you know, a family, and ended up killing, you know, the child. It's just, how do you come back from that as a person? I don't think you can. I don't think there is. I mean, you know, you know, like I said, I'm in the medical field. I've seen things, and, you know, even though there are no fault of my own, you know, shit still haunts me. It's absolutely haunted. And knowing that you directly caused something like that, nope.
Because you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years since the day that you crashed. Can't forget about the little boy's life. Everybody's got a story. If you look a little closer, you can see it in the wrinkles in their face. They can hide it in the silence, they can bury it and fight it, but it comes out when the hair is turning gray. You can feel it if you touch them. You can tell that they are troubled. You can hear the story running through their veins. We all travel different roads and we put on different clothes. Underneath it all, we're really all the same.
That's powerful. I mean, that's powerful. You can see it in the wrinkles in their face. You can see it when their hair's turning gray.
They are troubled. You can hear the story running through their veins.
You can hear their story running through their veins. You know, like the heart that beats, that blood around their body. You can feel, you can hear it through their veins. You know, and it's true. I mean, people wear, you know, sometimes their emotional state manifests in the physical. You know, and you'll see people who are stressed beyond belief, and you'll see them, you know, aging before your eyes almost. You know, they look 10 years older than they should. And it's, you know, whether it's genetics or whether it's, you know, the things that they've done, you could tell a person who has been through it just by looking at them. You know, you can tell a hardened individual, you know, someone who's been through ups and downs and has gone through crap. I mean, you could just look at a person sometimes and you just see it all over them.
They are troubled, you can hear the story running through their veins. We all travel different roads and we put on different clothes. Underneath it all, we're really all the same. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone.
Oh, I like this.
We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones.
I could fill the castles with our we'll fill our castle. God, how did he? I just heard it like 3 times. What the hell? All right, hold on. Let me get this. I want to get this right. This is like a powerful hook. This is like really. This message is very, very, very uplifting. And that's before I get into the other one I want to get into. That's absolutely true. You know, it's like, no matter who you are, we all have stuff that, you know, we know that, you know, whether it's, you know, about other people or about ourselves, or, you know, whether it's a secret or not a secret, you know, sometimes you just don't want to burden other people with stuff, you know. It's like I already have to deal with this. I don't want to put this on you, so I'm just going to hold it, you know. And it can be haunting, you know. It's like we all go through that, you know, to some extent. At some point, we all go through it, you know. Some more than others, and there's certain levels. There's different levels of that, but you know, we're all haunted by the secrets we hold, because even if it's not like secret, you know, it's not like top secret, it's still like, you know, like I said, you know, just a burden you don't want to put on somebody else. You know, if I have, let's just say I have anxiety about the bills, okay? It's my job to take care of the bills. I don't want to bring it to my wife, okay? Because all she's going to do is freak out about it. So now we're both freaking out, and that doesn't help anything. You know, so like I will keep that to myself. I'll figure it out on my own, you know. And I'm just throwing that as out there as an example. I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, I'll have another example off the top of my head, you know, but like it gets a lot deeper than that, obviously, but that's just like base level, you know, base level, what's going on there. It's like we all hold stuff in. We're not 100% open and honest at all times with everyone, you know. And then this next part was important too.
Build our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones.
We can fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we can build our castles with the sticks and the stones. That's like that's beautiful. That's phenomenal. I mean, you know, you can take this negative energy and everything that people are throwing at you and the names they call you and the things that they tell you you can't do, and you could take all that and you could just be resigned to that and just put it in your coffin and fill your coffin with it. And that's where you will lie, with everybody's thrown rocks. Or you take all that criticism, you take that negative energy, you take that doubt that everybody has, and you use it to motivate you to build a castle or to build a house. All right. But you know, build that castle with all that, you know, and then stand in your castle when you're done and give them these. Yeah, that's this is very uplifting, very very positive message. Like, you know, this is kind of not that I, you know, the stuff he was talking about, you know, with the mental health aspects, like, you know, he's like a deeper person, but like I didn't expect this from him.
Build our castles with the sticks and the stones. I see you sitting on the front porch playing with a radio, looking to the sky. Probably living in that house all alone these days, trying to find a better way to pass time. Got a wheelchair ramp leading up to the door, I can see that you walk just fine. Probably hate it because it isn't getting used anymore, and you only ever built it for your wife. Everywhere that I walk.
All right, so like these are, you know, obviously he went from a guy in a NASCAR and a girl and a purse. Like he's like giving different sneak peeks into, you know, regular people's lives. You know, it's like whether, you know, these are actual situations that he's come across or whether these are just metaphors, you know, of the everyday man. You know, it's still, either way, is an interesting way to go about getting this kind of song out there. You know, it's like, let's take a look at, you know, every normal regular person that you see during the day. Like, you know, you might just look at them as an average Joe, but if you pay attention, you'll notice certain things that give a glimpse into, you know, what they go through, the struggles they have. You know, it's like we're all walking around, you know, and you don't realize that everybody is going through stuff, and you know, you're not alone in that. You know, we all have struggles. We do. You know, like I said, some more than others, some at different levels. You know, some people can handle theirs better than others. You know, some people, you know, have chemical imbalances that won't allow them to deal with them like others. You know, and it's not a fault of their own, but they have an extra layer of difficulty, not only dealing with problems that are already a pain in the ass to deal with, but trying to do that on top of already having underlying problems that are, you know, physiological. That's this is a deep song. This is really deep.
isn't getting used anymore, and you only ever build it for your wife. Everywhere that I walk, see you on the sidewalk, begging for a little loose change for some dough. Probably got a mama and a papa spending everything they make, trying to clean you up enough to take you home. Used to have a good job, used to get good grades.
I'm gonna let the rest of this roll a little bit, and then I'll go back to that one.
Take you home. Used to have a good job, used to get good grades, used to have big dreams, and he lost hope.
Okay. So, being in the hospital, working in an ER, essentially, I see so many overdoses, and so many parents that you could just look at them. You just look at them, and you just see they have given everything to try to help their child through their addiction, and it's heartbreaking, and you're one of watching a mother ID her dead child's body. Well, we'll just move on from there. And I know, what he's saying there, how like they spend everything just trying to get you off that shit, just to take you home so that they know you're safe, so they don't have to worry about getting that call to where they have to come to an ER.
For some dope. Probably got a mama and a papa spending everything they make, trying to clean you up enough to take you home. Used to have a good job, used to get good grades, used to have big dreams, and he lost hope. When your girlfriend died, giving birth to your son, you're the father that'll probably never know. Everybody has a
Tom, what are you doing to me, man? Jesus Christ. Wow. That's heavy. I mean, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. Hold on. Wow. I have a lot to say about that, but I won't be able to. I won't be able to. This is just a completely different side of this guy. Where did this guy come from? Like, he's just. It's just not even. This guy's not even real. Like, I don't understand. Like, where's I don't know. He's something else, man. This guy is something freaking else.
That'll probably never know. Everybody has a tale that they're too afraid to tell. You can see it.
My only question, and I want to comment on that, but I wouldn't be able to get through that, and I'm not ready to be like that. Jesus Christ, man. But like, to say, your girlfriend died giving birth to your son. Now you're the father. He'll never know. Like, there's a couple of different ways you can take that. Like, was the father so distraught by the death of the mother that he's just a shell of himself, and that's why the kid won't know the real him? Or was the father so distraught after the mother's death that he just couldn't even take care of the kid and essentially abandoned them, and that's why it's the father that he'll never know, because he just couldn't face living with that constant reminder. At least he thought he couldn't. I mean, I don't know. That's it's just, that's heavy. This is not what I expected out of this song. I was not ready. I'm just not ready for this.
Everybody has a tale that they're too afraid to tell. You can see it in the cracks in their hands. They can cover it with smiles. If you walk a couple miles in their shoes, then you'll know where they stand. Everyone who really lived had to climb out of a ditch they were in before they found the right path. If you want to know the truth about what we've been going through, then try to put your phone away so you can ask.
Oh.
Problems and we all feel alone.
Put your phone away and ask, you know. And that's a problem with society, is we're all walking down like this all day. We don't see what's going on around us. We don't look at people in the eye anymore. We don't smile at each other when we walk by. You know, we don't say, hey, how's it going today? You know, we might text it. If we even, you know, have the motivation to go that far. You know, it is. We're just looking like this all day. You know, I find myself doing it. You know, it's something I tried not to do. But, you know, it happens. You know, they're designed to be entertaining, you know, and they are. So, but it is. It's absolutely just. It's just overtaking our entire society. That we're all day. We just have our focus constantly on the palm of our hand. You know.
Problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone.
This hook's awesome. When the background, you hear that, you know, that female voice come in to kind of like harmonize with it. It's really well done. Like this is powerful.
We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks.
And I like how the video, you know, you have all these different people from all these different walks of life singing the same thing, you know, saying the same things, because at the end of the day, we all feel this way. We all go through this, like I said, and this video is just as powerful as the song, you know, just black and white, just Tom, you know, spitting at the camera, a couple of shots here and there to kind of, you know, help tie in the story he's telling, and then, you know, the diversity of all these people, you know, singing in, you know, the same thing, essentially, almost like in unison together, you know, like united.
The stones, we are the neighbors
I
that
like
you'll
this.
never meet. We are the strangers walking down your street.
Totally little, like, total switch up there, you know, like, hey, let's do something. We've been doing this the whole song. Let's do that. I love when people do that, especially, you know, songs that just kind of sound the same all the way through. There's nothing wrong with them, but just a little switch. You know, who's really good at doing that? You know, my freaking wife loves them, and they're good. You know, I have to listen to them all the time, so they've grown on me. But 21 Pilots do that crap all the time. Their song starts out one way, and then like right towards the end or like in the middle, it just switches. And like most songs, they have some sort of switch in there, and it's almost like two different songs spliced together. You know, and if you do it well and it blends, it's awesome. You know, so I like when you know, how he kind of just, it's been going the same way the whole song, and then it's like, all right, we have a little bit of a different cadence for you. Still sounds natural within the tempo and everything of the song, and it's not that much of a shift that it's jarring to the ear. But you know, this is very nice.
We are the strangers walking down your street. We are a million faces in the crowd. We are the ones the system's tearing down. We are the people working to survive. We are more than just our 9 to 5.
You know, and that's true. You know, and you know, there's a time in my life where I valued money and material things, and you know, to a certain extent, you still do. You're still going to. You know, we have desires to have nice things. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, I don't know how many times I've said it to my wife. You know, it's like I was not put on this world to work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week so some guy in a suit in an ivory tower can just collect a big check. You know, it's like this is insanity. My free time to me is worth more than what I can reasonably expect to get paid, right? What I mean by that is that, I'm sure I have a number. I'm sure if some company came up to me and said, boom, here's $10 million a year, you have to work 60 hours a week all year long, no vacation. Okay. You know, um, like I told my wife, if I can work, 10, 15 hours a week and provide for the family, that's what I'm going to do. And I won't work a minute over that. If I have to work 60 hours a week just to put food on the table, that's what I'm going to do. And I won't work a minute less than that. I just want to work just enough to live comfortably. And then everything on top of that, it's like a lot of people define themselves by what they do. And you could derive pride from that, and I'm not saying that's wrong or anything, but never, you could be proud about what you do, but never judge somebody for what they do, because you don't know their situation, you don't know their philosophy, so philosophy on life. And some people don't want, super important jobs where, lives hang in the balance, and they don't want, to work 60, 70 hours a week. They, some people don't want the mental stress of, blue collar work. They'd rather just go and dig a hole for 8 hours and go home, because there's something freeing about physical labor. Like I said, I'm in the medical field. So it's kind of a weird spot where it's like physical labor, but you're thinking a lot during the day. But I've worked construction. I've managed people, I've been a loan officer, so I've done paperwork in like business and tie, and, I've been out there swinging hammers and stuff, and it's like, so I've worked in factories, I've worked in kitchens, and it's, so I have experience in like all these sectors, and physical labor is draining. You're tired at the end of the day. Doing loan paperwork and crunching numbers and pulling credit reports is mentally exhausting, and you're tired at the end of the day. And it's two different feelings. At the end, it's the same feeling, tired, but it's two different ways. So it's like, some people choose, hey, I'd rather just be physically tired than have like my brain hurt at the end of the day. And some people like, yeah, man, I'm not breaking my back. I'd rather just sit in an office and air conditioning and just think all day. So we can't judge people by what they do. Like I said, be proud of what you do. Have pride in it, but don't look down on people for what they do for a profession, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to make enough money, man. Most of us, we're just trying to keep the lights on and the food in the belly, and it's like, I'd rather spend time with my kids than with my coworkers. My coworkers are assholes. My kids, I'm not going to say they're assholes, but they're they have their own challenges, but I'd still, 100 times out of 100, I'd rather be home with them than with my coworkers, or at a job, period, or with my friends. And honestly, I've lost friends by choosing my kids. So that's where my priorities are, and that's where, so like I said, you don't know where people's priorities are. Sorry for the long rant there, but the song's just got me thinking.
More than just our 9 to 5s. We are the shopping malls and streetcars. We are one. It's time to tell them just who we are. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems.
I love that when the female voice comes in the back and like harmonizes the hook. That's and it catches me kind of like every time it's happened so far. It brings that whole thing to a whole nother level.
And we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or We could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the
This is. I'll let it roll out. Hold on. Oh, 9 seconds. I'll let it roll.
we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones.
I mean, that's like that's not a song right there. Okay, that's not a song. That's a goddamn anthem. You know, like this is such a powerful song. Like it's one of those songs that should just be like a generational anthem. Like this is just so positive, and like, you know, it's positive in a very tragic way though. You know, let's be honest here. But you know, it's like it's a uniting song. It's a unifying message, and it's one that, you know, this world needs to, you know, needs a lot more of. I mean, we need stuff like this out in the forefront, not hidden in the depths of freaking YouTube. Like, this is insanity. But anyway, that'll be the reaction, guys. Middle-aged white guy reacts is out. Peace.